So here's a quick response to all the problems I stated in episode 1 about broken advertising and promotions across the web with no national borders or anything that are being taken into which are having a serious enough impact in terms of, it is not a localized problem. I do see it as a global problem from both education and experience. So, I try to upload this video which I am kind of glad got a small copyright issue. I purchased, like a backing track, but I gave them credit, and the owner did not intend or license that to be used on YouTube. So I got a copyright claim, and I just thought it was correct to take it down because there's not much I could do in terms of muting just that video or re-editing like another 45-minute video. And I really I really don't know how many people are watching 45 minutes of me ramble on about subjects that me speaking my mind essentially. But nevertheless, that entire video I'm going to try and encapsulate it into a couple of sentences. So we have a problem. We do have a broken system in advertising and in promotions. To do a quick recap of what I spoke about in episode 1, there is always a big element of surprise when things go well for an advertisement or a promotional activity. The success rates are absolutely abysmal. We're talking 20% of the people who are reached to with advertising and promotions, if they respond, that is a ridiculously optimistic number, regardless of platform or any digital sphere. Sure, I also concede the fact that while data science and data mining and all that stuff, all the data related advancements that are being done to target further and further and further and further and narrow down exactly to give the person an advertisement or a promotion that is exactly to their requirement. I don't think that makes sense. I personally do not believe that that makes sense, because I do not believe that people enjoy intrusion of privacy, of data, of things that we are kind of hapless or helpless to succumb to be able to enjoy the services that were essential and who make their revenue through advertisements. And that's where this solution comes in. To me, I really believe that we need a global digital marketplace. You can call it Web 5.0 for 6.0, 7.0, doesn't matter. But I'm talking about a decentralized, every person is a stakeholder. Every transaction is regulated upon the same laws by national and international governments, be it the income tax departments, the IRS, whoever. There has to be protections in place, and someone to just ensure that we don't go the route of DeFi, decentralized finance, like cryptocurrency did, where there's no protection. There is no protection for the buyer or the seller. And while it's while that story continues on its own path, and I don't intend to get involved in decentralized finance any further, I think that kind of serves as the platform for my suggestion or my proposal to a solution. I think the systems that are being used in terms of laws and governance of advertisements and promotions are local in the sense of, in the global perspective, it is local to, national, state, and local laws, and those do come into effect whenever a transaction is made, whatever, right? Any movement on an advertisement or a promotion, local laws do enforce protection for all parties and ensure a system that actually works. And it has worked. There is no escaping the fact that platforms who serve advertisements are the most successful. I mean, there is no parallel in the digital world where someone is making as much revenue as advertising platforms do. I mean, think about your social media websites: Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, blah blah, Twitter. Think about your search engine platforms and media platforms and everywhere. Like, I think the problem is the everywhere-ness of it. I think that needs to be centralized to one location, one digital location where it is purely intended for. I vision it as a digital bazaar or a marketplace where people come with the sole intention of shopping for something and finding the thing they want, and the sellers are there to provide it to them, and clean cut and good. That's it. There's no need for this. Like, let me find an advertisement of something through another platform which is actually serving me answers or solving a problem for me in a totally different context. So and I stressed in my previous unpublished recording that I don't think that one person can do this, and I don't think I have anything more than the solution I'm recording on this video. So I would say that it would take a global effort, for everyone to get involved in creating a marketplace. I mean, enjoy content for what it is. And I am 100% sure that the C-level executives or whatever, like, I'm sure they'll figure out a way to continue monetizing. It's not that they shouldn't do these things. It is more of can we evolve into a better system for everyone? I mean, I think of it like this. You have the business who is hiring a marketer or doing it themselves to promote something online. You have the consumer who's looking for that product online. I don't see the need for middlemen. I mean, I don't see the need for middlemen because, that's what the internet introduced to us. Cheaper prices, quicker deliveries because no middlemen. Why do we have to have middlemen for advertisements and promotions? Why do we have to have middlemen for transactions? I don't see the sense in that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if we can create a marketplace that's decentralized but still in accordance to local and international laws, still regulated, still has a standard that is keeping all parties involved accountable, but yet has no one single owner. I think that is an important part. Like, why should profit-making venture be an owner of such a bazaar? I mean, when I go to buy vegetables, okay, now I think I have to go back to my childhood because it's all supermarkets now, mainly. But if you envision that sort of bazaar, and I'm going to try and add a couple of streams of, public marketplaces, brick and mortar or open marketplaces that people always have gone and transacted in. There is no middleman there to assist buying and selling. I don't think that's commonplace or more importantly required. People know you go there, you'll find vegetables. Okay, that's the vegetable market. You go there, you'll find electronics. That's the electronics market. So why not? Because the digital sphere encompasses almost every industry. Why not have a global bazaar, a global marketplace that's evolved into cutting out the middleman and just having a buyer and seller, you know, and I'm sure it can be developed. I'm sure that there will be no suffering in the terms of middlemen because the minds that run and continue to be involved in the social media or search or whatever media platforms, I mean, they're not. I would not be able to compete with them on profitability. Like I don't make even a percentage of the kind of salaries that I know of or the revenue as company. I don't. I'm in no competition. Like they would win hands down. So I'm sure minds can be put together to figure out a solution for them as well. I don't think, and they do provide an invaluable service. Google is part of our lives now. We can't get rid of Google. We'll have to disrupt everything. So we can't get rid of social media. It's part of our lives now. So instead of disrupting everything, changing or removing or blocking or them fighting back, I'm sure like just using a little bit of common sense, a solution can be figured out of how those companies can sustain themselves in the future. I think evolution is the answer, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on how my thoughts reflect on you, and yeah, I'd love it if you could leave a comment, or you can always write to me through the link in my YouTube bio. So yeah, I'd be happy to hear from you. Send me a comment or whatever.